Invictus Brewing Company was founded on the ethos of an unconquerable soul. We talked to their team about their Horror of the Shade Imperial Stout and how that unconquerable spirit has helped them weather the storm of the coronavirus pandemic that has taken such a toll on the brewing industry.
Great music lives here. We are committed to amplifying Minnesota music to keep it independent and influential. Get closer to Minnesota music with The Local Show and The Duluth Local Show, Sunday nights on The Current.
Invictus started on May 22nd of 2018. The reason why we chose Blaine is, well, first of all, it's where we live. Most of our owners live here in Blaine. My partners and myself, we wanted to have a local brewery that we could go to because we loved going to breweries, but we couldn't always get to Northeast Minneapolis. It was just really hard for us to do that with young children and everything. This was just an ideal place for us to be located. I was driving around with one of my business partners who was also one of my homebrew partners. We were driving by the future site. We were just talking about names and everything, and he said, "I've got the perfect name." And I said, "Well, I've got the perfect name." And he said, "Invictus." Didn't really know what it meant at the time. And so I asked him, I said, "Well, why do you like the name Invictus?" He's like, "Well, as a child, my grandfather would recite the poem to me and reference the poem." I went back home that evening, read the poem, and I read it again, and I read it again, just so I could get a true understanding of what the meaning of the poem is. And I realized that the meaning of the poem is, regardless of the difficulty of the circumstances, you're gonna move on. You're gonna continue to work hard. You're gonna continue to make the best of the situation as best as you can. I just thought that was just very, very fitting for everything that we've gone through, from all the challenges we had in opening up and all the time it took and all the work we had to put in to get open, to now in our COVID days. We looked at this situation as a way that we can get better. How can we improve? How can we use this pandemic to be better at what we do? And I think we've done that in a number of ways, and primarily how we run the tap room. Nate has done a great job of stepping up our distribution quantities and just building those strong relationships out in the liquor store community. And then when bars and restaurants were able to reopen, we did the same thing with them.
I've been here for about a year and a half, and we've been expanding our footprint from that small local brewery to try to get a little more statewide. We just started releasing stuff up in Grand Rapids in the Coleraine area very recently, and we're trying to just keep moving forward.
We want our beer to be approachable and well-balanced, especially when people come into our tap room. We don't want them to have a beer and then not be able to stand up when they leave this place. We want them to come in, have 2 or 3 or whatever, and still be able to walk out of here on their own 2 feet. To me, that's about being part of the community. It's about being part of using beer to congregate around something greater than ourselves or greater than just beer itself.
When you're going to your local liquor store and you're trying to find what Invictus has to offer, we stand behind a lot of our hazies. You can find our Hazy Crazy IPA-Z. It's our New England style IPA, and our Listening Through Static Hazy Pale Ale. Both of them are super approachable, really pillowy, easy drinking, but with a lot of flavor and a lot of character. Aside from that, we do crank out probably about a seasonal every month or so, or 2 months, and it's always pretty unique.
So what you can expect in Dabbler in a Box Season 5 is Invictus Horror of the Shade, a Russian Imperial Stout, big, bold, rich, dark head. You'll be chewing it.
If you come down to our tap room or even look in your local liquor stores right now, we diversified a little bit. We're cranking out several different hard cider ales called Apple Shine. You can find an original, a blueberry, probably a cranberry, a bunch of different variants. We also do have our new Alma hard seltzers that we've been releasing. You can find that in the tap room, get a growler, get a crowler of that with all sorts of different flavors as well.
Our plan is to release the Alma hard seltzers sometime the spring of 2021. First of all, I want to thank Dabbler in a Box for allowing us to be part of this great experience. We hope you guys like Horror of the Shade. I want to thank everybody that has supported us and the craft beer industry as a whole throughout the pandemic and even before that and beyond. This beer community doesn't succeed without all of you guys. So I want to thank you guys so much for everything you've done for us and the beer community.
If you guys also want to hop on our social media, you can find us on Instagram at Invictus Brewing Co. You can find us on Facebook at Invictus Brewing Co. and also at Twitter at the same exact handle.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.